Tottenham Hotspur versus Manchester United. It's the big one tomorrow. And can Manchester United turn around our horrible away form of last season and come away with a win? That's what we'll be discussing on the match preview today. But before we do that, please do smash a like on the video and please do subscribe to the channel. So for tomorrow's game, I think Erik ten Hag is going to go with a 4-2-3-1. Obviously, on the game against Wolves, we went with a 4-3-3 and our midfield was completely obliterated, mainly because you had Mason Mount and Bruno Fernandes both playing, who are two attacking midfielders who aren't that great defensively. I know Bruno Fernandes works hard, but he isn't the same as Casemiro in the defensive areas, is he? In that game against Wolves, it was more of a 4-1-4-1. You know, you had Casemiro as the kind of only CDM, and the other two midfielders were very, very high up the pitch. I think Erik ten Hag, for the game against Spurs tomorrow, will revert to what we played with last season. And as you can see up on the screen, I've put together what I think the lineup will be. I think the defence will be the same as last week. Onana, Luke Shaw, Martinez, Varane and Wan-Bissaka, which I'm happy with. Then I think you'll have a midfield two of McTominay and Casemiro as your kind of two holding midfielders. I think we'll then have Rashford, Fernandes, Antony as the three. And then I think Jadon Sancho will start the game as the kind of centre forward, false nine, whatever you want to call it. Now, the reason that I've done this is because if you watch the game, the first game of the season for Tottenham, their midfield looked really, really good. Basuma had an incredible game. I know last season he wasn't very good, but he looked really, really on point in their first game of the season. So I do think that Erik ten Hag's going to have to really do something in that midfield, because if he goes with Fernandes, Mount and Casemiro again, I'll be worried. I will, because we saw Wolves slice through us like butter, and that was against that was at home at Old Trafford, 8 o'clock kickoff, and we got absolutely obliterated in that game. So I do think we need to solidify our midfield, and I think going with the 4-2-3-1, I appreciate it's a little bit more defensive. I appreciate it's a little bit more pragmatic, and it's maybe not the type of formation you want to see at Manchester United. You want something a bit more attacking, but I think in a game like this, we need to win it. Beating Tottenham tomorrow is absolutely essential. If we're going to have a good season, if we're going to finish any higher than we did last season, we need to be beating teams like Tottenham away. They've just lost Harry Kane, their best player. They haven't replaced him yet. They obviously had a really poor season last year. They've just got a new manager. They drew their first game. Like, we need to go there and beat them. We really, really do. And I think that this team that we've put together here on my left is a team which would get the job done. I do believe it. Obviously, there is the potential that maybe Anthony Martial starts in front of Sancho, but I think it will be Sancho, and I'm excited about that, because I think Sancho, all throughout pre-season, looked really, really exciting in that false nine position. I thought he did a really good job, so I hope Sancho gets the nod. I will be worried if it's the same front three that played against Wolves the other day. If he doesn't change the lineup at all, I think we could be in big trouble. I really, really do, because if it was a better team who'd played us on Monday than Wolves, if it was a Liverpool and Manchester City, I genuinely think we could have got absolutely destroyed, because they had lots of chances. There was lots of opportunities where they ran through our whole midfield without even a tackle, and they probably should have won 2 or 3-0. Let's be honest. So yeah, this is my prediction for the game. I'm going with a 2-1 Manchester United victory. I think we're going to see goals from Marcus Rashford, and I think Jadon Sancho is also going to score. And you know what? I really, really hope that Anthony Martial gets some game time. He is now back from injury. He is on the bus. That has been confirmed. And we do have an interesting story to bring you in a minute around a certain somebody who is not on the bus. But yeah, Anthony Martial will be taking part in this game, and let's hope that he does get some minutes. He did play against Everton in a behind closed doors friendly at Carrington last week. So we are believed that he's now ready to actually play proper football matches. So hopefully he gets some game time, and hopefully we get to see Anthony Martial back on the pitch for Manchester United. Now, in relation to the player who's missing, there's a story coming out in the last kind of half an hour or so saying that apparently Harry Maguire has not travelled with the squad to London ahead of the game against Tottenham. Now, this is coming out from Samuel Luckhurst, who reports for the Manchester Evening News. He's put out the full travelling list for the game, and Harry Maguire is not part of the squad. Erik ten Hag mentioned nothing about him being injured, so we'll have to wait and see what happens with that one, but I think that Erik ten Hag's pushing him out of the club. I do. Obviously, he said in his press conference earlier on today that he was happy he was staying, but anybody who watched that press conference and saw Erik ten Hag's facial expressions, you could tell he was not a happy man when he was talking about it. So I think he's pushing him out of the club. I think he's doing the same thing he did to Ronaldo, the same thing he did to David De Gea. He tells us one thing in the press conference, but behind closed doors, he is trying to get him out of the club. Let's wait and see what happens with that one. But Harry Maguire is 100% not on the bus that's travelled to London this afternoon. Maybe it comes out that he's injured. Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. But what I do want from you guys is to let me know in the comment section what your score prediction is for the game tomorrow. Who's going to score? Are you worried? All I can say is that we need to play better than we did against Wolves on Monday, and I think we will. I think we'll get a reaction, and I think we're going to beat them 2-1. But do let me know your predictions. Thank you so much for watching. Please do smash a like on your way out, and please do subscribe. I'll catch you guys on the next one.